I tried to shoot this video, but I ended up getting, punked by watching, a pop-up from Acer in the corner and confused ultimately about what I wanted to say because of it. So, Acer purified voice console. Yeah, thank you. You're not really helping me in that regard by doing that. Anyways, so I wanted to talk to my fellow gamers, I guess, and just as a general thoughts and my view of the gaming space at the moment. I personally I'm not like fully retro, but I will play games that are in retro style. Like you can bring a game that's modern but has retro style, and I will absolutely play it. I mean, I was Octopath Traveler 2 would probably have gotten like my 2023 game of the year in a big way. I'm very preferential to turn-based RPGs and, in that space and everything, and that's kind of my niche within the gaming community and what makes me like really one of you, but, in a different way than the rest of you would consider that term and everything. And I'm not I don't I don't particularly care for the gatekeeping over the term, it's just stupid stuff that goes on in that. But yeah, I mean, I play every now and then. But my general overview of the gaming market right now and the way that I feel about it is disappointed, and I'm scared for the industry's future. Like genuinely concerned. Um, I guess what I would say is that the exercise of making a video game at this point has gotten to be too ultimately expensive, and it's difficult for companies to recuperate on the expenses that go into making a game at this point at all. And it's that aspect of things that has me scared for where things are going with it. I mean, we've moved into a world in which path tracing and high end graphics are now possible with modern technology. But the problem with this nascent, brand new technology is that it's almost prohibitively expensive to do what it is that they're trying to do and bend the physics of the system in the direction that they're trying to bend it in. This technology has not yet benefited ultimately from cost declines. It's still in very deeply early adopter territory, and yet that's where a lot of the money is going in is to, the very very newest technologies are attracting a lot of attention from the industry. And we have developers that think that that's what you have to do to get a game to sell, and meanwhile, there was this just absolute explosion of sales for games like Animal Crossing. Now I could comment on that and say that that game is, it's super popular, but it doesn't have the, you're not going to look at that and think those are the best graphics I've ever laid my goddamn eyes on. You're not going to do that. I mean, for fuck's sake, like, what? I mean, are we going to look at what is the Minecraft? Are you going to look at Minecraft and think that those are the most advanced graphics in the fucking world and everything, and think that what you need to do to attract gamers to your space is to have the most best graphics in the fucking world? What has I guess it's easy to get caught up in the chatter and the excitement and the hype around surrounding path tracing and all this other stuff. But at the end of the day, like, gamers don't really care about that stuff. They will, if a game is fun to play, they will fall in line. They'll start playing it eventually, even if it isn't like fully path traced and everything. And yet we have moved into a world in which, they're trying to dazzle us with the bullshit of their, path traced graphics and everything else. And, to, you very, very high end graphics. I mean, look at everybody's reaction to the state of play that Sony just announced and everything. And, you're starting to see the malaise that is washing over people with companies that are basically going to dump a shitload of money into making a very glitzy and beautiful game, and then basically no one's going to adopt it. And well, not no one, but too few will ever actually adopt it for the company to turn a profit on their projects. I think that we need to kind of get out of this spell of producing extremely advanced and sophisticated graphics. You know, we need to take a retreat from that in this space because it has gotten to be basically nearly prohibitive in that spending the money to actually produce these games is so goddamn expensive that you will never ever make a return on them and everything. I mean, we need to take a retreat from it. I mean, as it stands, the first person shooter people will probably be pushing graphics forward for a very long time, and the people that are in it will dump a ton of money in it to be into it and everything. And I'm basically saying, let them. And as far as the rest of the genres are concerned, to like take a step back and reevaluate. These games that have the best graphics in the world are just too damn expensive to produce. You will never turn a profit on them.